Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Path of Exile with Lone Debater 7, and today we're going to keep on progressing through Act 6. Hopefully we'll be able to get it finished up. So I changed the hotkey to start my recording, so I actually kind of cleared through one map. So I cleared through the ridge to get into the lower prison, or to get to the prison. So we're in the lower prison still. Once we get through this, I believe we go through the prisoner's gate afterwards. I'm going to apply the passive that we earned, and I do want to go for the golem wheel right here, primarily because the golem is what gives us our regen, and we're fairly squishy after taking our resistance hits from completing Act 5. So I feel like that is a good use of our passives at this point. After that, I'm going to be switching to Furty's Guide and kind of just going with that. If you're playing Furty's Guide strictly, it's not going to tell you to take these golem perks that I'm going to grab. I think that is a mistake, personally. I think taking the golem passives is actually really useful to you, just because with this character, you're not tanking with a bunch of fucking armor or anything like that, so increasing the ability of your regenerative minion to heal you and do damage and stuff like that, I feel is going to be more valuable to me at this point than just overall minion damage. But after we get this all dealt with and get our golems leveled up with those 3 passives, so we got 2 more to do to finish out the wheel or what have you, we're going to go ahead and go back to the Furty Guide. So there's like a minion attack or life or something like that we're supposed to take. So we're going to work over to that wheel next, just because there's not a lot we can do passive skill wise to make our character stronger at this point in the game. Like, we've already taken most of the passives that are going to, make our resistances better and shit like that. So I think that we should just focus on increasing our DPS. That way, we kill everything before it has a chance to attack us or what have you. So that's my plan anyway. I don't know if that's the best plan or not, but that's the one we're going with. You can kind of see how it works. Generally speaking, if you're not sure where to go next on the tree, it's always a good call to, improve the DPS of your minions with this build, just because it makes you so much stronger. So even if you're dying really quick when you're fighting stuff, if they hit you, that is, increasing your minion DPS will mean that less enemies actually are going to be able to hit you, just because they'll drop faster or what have you. So not a big deal. We did take a little break to show off some of the new content with Heist, or the Heist minigame, I guess you could call it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that content. Obviously, I was kind of disappointed we died on that Grand Heist because we lost 4 Chaos Orbs, but, that's kind of just the way it is, and it kind of shows you why you want to make sure you don't perish when you're doing heists in general, and definitely Grand Heist, because you lose all the loot. So hopefully that was useful, and those videos are useful to you in explaining kind of what you're supposed to do if you're going to play the heist part of this league, which is really fun, and I would suggest it for sure. You definitely get a lot of currency, so if it's like your first character or your league starting or what have you, that's a really good way to build up some good alchemy orbs, good chaos, whatever you're working towards. You just get so much stuff. It's pretty good, and they're not that difficult either. I think on the regular contracts we were just doing the low level ones for the most part, but when you get to the higher level contracts, you do actually gain a decent amount of experience and things like that. So it is a viable way to level up if you're under leveled when you reach a certain part of the map or something. But anyway, we're going to the prison rooftop. I believe, yep, there's going to be a monster up here, or a little mini boss fight. Not too bad. It's basically the buffed version of the first prison rooftop fight, only now they put out more stuff and they do a fuck ton more damage to you, not only because you have less resistances, but because they are just base level stronger. Granted, we did DPS that down pretty fucking quick, so no worries. and just keep going like we normally do. I don't remember if they have like an actual death ray thing that one-shots you with this boss, but you definitely want to watch out for that grapple that he does, because that will wreck your shit more than anything else. The little ice spikes that he sends out are kind of dangerous too, so bear that in mind. Or at least they're dangerous to me because I don't have very good frost resistance, I don't think. So it's okay. We got him taken care of relatively quickly. Sin comes down, harvest, or well, he maybe doesn't harvest their soul, but that's fine. So where we're going to go next is through this door into the Warden's Chambers. And basically we got some more mapping to do to get to the next stage. So you do end up fighting Merivale again. Like basically, I know I said in the last Act 6 episode that we recorded that basically Acts 6 through 10 are a repeat of Acts 1 through 5, only you have worse resistances and the monsters become stronger. And that's by and large true. But anyway, it's not a big deal. So none of those rewards are even that good. So we will probably take the helmet, is kind of my thought, because it's a 4-link blue. But I don't know if we're actually going to change out our helmet to that, because I think the one we've got is a little bit better. So that's fine. I'm just identifying and selling out all this stuff just because we've got a fairly full inventory. I guess I didn't do that ruby ring, but who cares? So that's fine. We're just going to leave the reward. You can just click out and not actually take the rewards if you don't want them, and you can come reclaim them later. It's not a big deal to do that normally. It's only if you actually need the reward or something that you should focus on it. So let's go ahead. We're going to go back to Prisoner's Gate because that's kind of where we're supposed to be. And I think if we follow this path, it will take us to where we're supposed to go. I forget if it's Act 6 or Act 7, but eventually, no, it is right here. So these little spitter things that are right there, they do chaos damage. So just bear that in mind. You'll sometimes see the little goat men or what have you with little green spots on their back. That means that they're going to drop a second monster after you kill them that spits chaos damage. And the way it spits chaos damage, it can basically go across the entire map. So you want to make sure you kill those, because if you don't, they'll still be able to attack you even if they're off screen. So just thought I'd give you a heads up on that, because if it's your first time going through the maps or whatever, you may not know. So we need to go through the Western Forest. That's fine. I mean, I don't actually they... Okay, we have to talk to Nessa first, maybe. Because basically what happens, I think it's over in this direction, maybe. Nessa is chilling somewhere around here, so... And she'll say, you know, you can't catch me or something like that. And you end up going through the Western Forest. It's not a big deal. But I think in order to progress the mainline quest, we actually have to talk to her first before moving on. So that's actually not bad. Some good currency items anyway. Let's go ahead and just kind of warp around, do our thing like we do. Not too bad. I'm not really worried about the essences at this point. Like, I have a fuck ton of essences in my stash tab, and I haven't used a single one. So I just don't feel like it's going to matter. So there you go. She's going to say travel through the forest to go to Merivale's Cavern, so that's fine. And basically you run over to the Western Forest where we were before. You want to make sure you actually go over and find Nessa. She's most likely going to be in the same spot as on our map, so you go to the end and then just kind of hang right or go up and to the right a little bit and you'll find her. So there we go. Go to the Western Forest and let's just keep pushing, I guess. So it's not too bad. Like, realistically, we need to get better gear. Like, that's what we are kind of limited by at this point in the game. So no worries. That's gonna be by and large the same regardless of what character you've got. It's unlikely that by Act 6 you're gonna have everything that you need gear wise unless you've purchased it, which kind of the idea with this guide is to show you how to play if you're doing a solo self-found or a league start with this build and how you level it without spending a bunch of money. Because if you're buying your items, like, you're gonna have way better shit than what I have. Like, it's just a fact of life with this game anyway. So if you've got, you know, chaos that you're looking to spend, and this is just kind of like a secondary character you want to try out, totally fine. You'll just most likely have better stuff than I have, and you'll be able to have, you know, all your gems up as soon as you reach the level requirement. Whereas with this one, we not only need to reach the level requirement and get the gems, we also need to get gear that can support those gems. So obviously, like, if you're spending Chaos Orbs to play a character in Path of Exile, that character's going to be a lot stronger than if it was a, you know, just going from the beginning at League start. But I wanted to make this so you can use the guide for either or. So if you're buying items, that's totally fine. I believe in the very first episode of this series, I kind of talk about all the gems that you're going to want and what gear and all that stuff. So you can look there. In addition, I believe I've got in the description linked the build guide to Furty's Necromancer build, which is what this is based on. You can use that and buy the gear that they suggest, and that is basically what you're trying to get with the main character as you level up. Only difference is going to be you'll actually, like, have what you're supposed to have sooner than I will. Which, not the end of the world, all things considered. I just want to kill this fucking ghost guy, because normally those guys kind of get annoying because they buff the other enemies around you. So, no worries. We could have left him, but I'm glad we did it, in addition, because we got a Chaos Orb out of it, so that's always nice. Get a real piece of currency, because we've got so much of the lower tier stuff just from leveling a few builds and mapping and all that stuff. So at some point I do plan on showing off kind of the mapping with this build, and I'm probably going to use my other character for it, like, mainly because the gear on that character is kind of the way I want it to be for the most part. Like, I still need a 6-link blue, and my resistances aren't capped and all that, so it's not as strong as it would be, you know, optimally speaking. But compared to this character and this build, even if we finish all the acts, like, it's going to be way stronger. Anyhow, basically with the forest areas, you kind of just follow the stone paths for the most part, and they'll take you where you need to be. So that's normally how I do it anyway. I don't know if that's always true, but in the 3 or 4 playthroughs that I've done with different characters, that's kind of been held true for me. So this might be the exception, because obviously the path forward is blocked. So I want to avoid that guy because he seems to be doing a fair amount of damage, which is, I mean, it's not a big deal. We're still up, obviously, but so we can't cross right there. So that tells me we probably need to go off to the side a little bit, and there will be a random exit to the southern forest. Here we go. Cool. Going to the ship graveyard. I don't know if that's actually required or not, but it's fine. We'll see if we come across it. So we're gonna go get the next golem point. It just really helps your sustain, because basically the stone golem gem that you're using, the stone golem's buff to you is life and armor and regeneration and stuff like that for your life. So increasing the amount of buffs you get from your golem really helps increase your sustain with this character. And unfortunately, since I don't have all my resistances capped and all the gear and all that shit, it becomes more relevant, you know, how well we are able to get our life regen at, right? So that's why I'm prioritizing it, and I think that's one aspect of the Furty guide that is not done optimally. Like, you should definitely try to take those golem perks. I don't know why it's not in the build. He's probably traded it out for something else late game that's better, which is totally fine. Like, I get that, but for us at this point, picking up those perks, it's huge. It's huge. Like, you can tell that it's huge. We're able to tank so much more damage than we were before, and really nothing has changed except we buffed our golem. So that's why I'm going for those, even though it's, you know, not technically speaking part of the build guide. That's the adjustment I've made, and I'm happy with it for the most part. Like, we can sit there and take some damage. Like, there's so much shit going on just because you've got all these fucking minions and everything that it's not always the easiest to see what's happening. You know, just so having that extra life regen and armor and stuff really helps, so you don't just randomly die because you couldn't see the enemy attacking you or something. Anyhow, that's my read on it. I don't know if that's legit or not. You know, let me know in the comments if you disagree or what you think, but we did get another passive, so we could max that out. We probably will. I want to get this Artisan Strongbox first. Oh, alright. Cool. Got some armor scraps. I guess those are good. Let's go ahead and finish out that golem wheel. So there we go. So now we can summon a second golem as well, so that increases our minion count. So now we've got 2 golems instead of 1, and that helps a lot. It helps a lot. So cool. I'm guessing it's maybe up this way, and if not, I guess we took a wrong turn. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff here. And it's because a lot of these monsters in this forest, when you kill one, another one grows in its place. So, like, you gotta double kill everything, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I guess the benefit to that is you get more loot and more XP and everything, but I don't know. Not optimal for me. Granted, we're not really having any troubles clearing out this map, so I guess it's fine. Alteration, take that. Smuggler's Cache, open that up. Those are, I mean, by and large, opening up the little caches of League-specific stuff is worth it. Even if you're not going to play the League super hardcore, it's worth having the currency kind of built up for it, so if you change your mind later, you don't have to worry about grinding out a bunch of fucking currency items that you would have picked up anyway. Like, they're free. Sometimes you get good stuff out of the, whatchamacallit, the caches as well. That's not directly related to the League. So, like, sometimes you get Orbs of Alchemy, or you'll get, like, equipment or something out of those Smuggler's Caches. So it's worth opening them, just for that, even if you don't want the rogue markers or whatever. So, anyway, we're getting close. There's another ghosty boy over here, which is great. Level that up. So we are getting a fair amount of gem levels, which is nice. I guess we must have picked up some strength somewhere, so we're able to upgrade some stuff, or maybe not. Either way, doesn't really matter. So there was another little trap. I don't know what those are. They're probably a mine of some sort, is my guess, but... So obviously that was the wrong way. So that means we probably need to run back across the map, is my guess. We'll find out. And there is another one of Aramir's beasts, the crab. Not too big of a deal. Like, we do so much DPS, these, like, if you're looking to farm menagerie beasts, this build is actually really good for that, just because you can kind of chew through them relatively quickly. We did get some 2 blue, 2 red boots, I believe. At some point, it was a little while ago. Not right there, but I'm going to take a look at those when we go back to town and see if they're worth upgrading to. Just because Or, well, I mean, I guess technically speaking... So we can't hold this because we got too much trash. I guess we'll take this out and put the flag in because you need that. Yeah, that's fine. We're going back to Lionized Watch to sell out all this random garbage that we picked up. Let's see. We did get a couple of yellow items, so we should get some decent currency in return. So it's worth doing, you know, it's worth it, I guess. I guarantee you if we were using the strict filter instead of our heist launch filter, which I switched back to so we can actually pick up items, we wouldn't have found any of this stuff. So that's actually probably better than what we've got. So 10 chaos, energy shield, mana. So it does have cold resistance. So I'm gonna maybe take a look at switching to that. These boots have fire resistance, dexterity, so these are actually pretty good. I'm gonna hang on to those as well. This belt, 34 lightning. That's probably worth swapping out as well. It also increases our physical damage by a modifier percentage or whatever. So, sure, let's try that. We're gonna upgrade to this. I do like this Capitalist Regalia. It is a good piece of armor, don't get me wrong, but I want to try out this one and just kind of see. As far as the boots go, we need to get those sockets linked. Since it's only a 4-socket item, we probably can do that with Orbs of Fusing without losing too much. Once it gets to be large, like if it was a 6-piece, I wouldn't waste my time. So let's see. Nope. 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 There we go. Alright, we got them linked. So that's good. We kind of have to make a decision at this point, though. So, the Summon Skitterbot's Wrath, like, this is supposed to have 2 red gems on it, if I'm remembering right. Like, I think we're supposed to put, not cast when damage taken, but there's another red gem that's supposed to go on there. I forget. So we could look at moving those onto our boots, but we need sockets for all of these, right? So I don't think we actually are set to be able to do it quite yet, unfortunately. So I'm just going to store these for later. We'll probably end up using them. No worries. It doesn't hurt. Like, I've got a little bit of inventory space in this last stash tab, so I can afford to hold on to a couple of items here and there. I just can't hold on to, you know, a bunch of items. So I'm gonna sell out this energy shield one as well, or Capitalist Regalia that we have been wearing, because I think the one that we've got on now is better. So if we look at our defense, we are -10 on chaos resistance. Most things don't hit with chaos, but we are better on cold and lightning. I still need to get some fire resistance. It's unfortunate I don't have better gear to be able to socket or to be able to wear those boots because they have 33% fire. But anyway, not a big deal. So we're almost to Mayorville at this point. Like, we got to clear out a little bit more. So I know I normally try to keep these, you know, less than 20 minutes. We're already past the 20-minute mark. I'm just going to go ahead and see if we can't complete the act in this episode. That way we don't have to make a third episode that's only like 5 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? So this one's going to be a little bit longer. I hope that's okay with you guys. If it's not, well, I guess too fucking bad. This is how it's going to be. But we're just going to go through, clear out these caves, and I think at the end we get to fight Mayorville again. And that's going to be the act boss. So there we go. Mission complete. I don't know. Oh, that must have been for getting all the sulfurite or what have you. So cool. I'll take that. It's always worth gathering the sulfurite and filling up your storage of it. That way, you know, when you do beat all the acts and you're ready to play endgame content, you can actually access the delve without having to run a bunch of maps or get specific currency items to increase the spawn chance of Nico or all that. Like, there's There's ways you can force spawn him. I don't know that much about it because I've never messed with it. But apparently it's a thing because, you know, you need to have enough stuff. So that's just a hideout, which I don't care about in the slightest. So we are just going to leave. And that tells me that it's probably around this way. Come on, where are my zombies at? What the hell? They're supposed to be guarding me. Oh well, it's fine. Here we go. So there's the exit. Beacon. Cool. Go through, get the waypoint. Oh, is this the one where you have... I bet this is. Okay. So this one's kind of interesting, actually. Or at least I think it's interesting, kind of what you have to do. So we'll see once we get there. Which apparently isn't in that direction either. So we just straight up went the wrong fucking way. But that's fine. I love it when, I don't know what that is. It's probably conductivity procs, because it just, like, randomly will kill stuff for you. Okay. So I guess we have to go through that little corridor. That's dumb. Anyhow, go. I know, like, I have a fair amount of armor, scrap, and blacksmith's whetstones and stuff, so I probably don't really need to pick those up. I still do, just because every time you switch weapon or armor, you have to use another 20 of them to get it maxed out on its quality, which is worth doing if you're going to be using the equipment. So we'll maybe show that off. I didn't actually put that on our new armor, or on our belt, which we could do both. Or, well, we definitely can do the armor. I don't recall if you can do the belts or not with armor or scrap. Anyway, we're making decent progress through. But we're looking for, it's called the Beacon. It's basically like a fucking lighthouse, is kind of what it looks like to me. But you put the black flag that we got from the caves inside of it, and then you're able to sail to where you fight Marvel, I believe. That's what happens next. Yeah, so this is the base of the beacon. So this is kind of a cool little thing, in my opinion. So you've got these little beacony boys, right? And there's two of them, one on either side. You have to stand inside of the golden circle to advance it along this track. And as you advance along this track, these statues will come to life and start attacking you. Enemies will spawn in and start attacking you. So a bunch of shit starts attacking you, basically. Which can get annoying. And if you leave the little circle, right, it will basically... ooh, alright, we're taking some fucking hits. Gotta take that totem down. Basically, it will start moving backwards if you stand outside of the thing. And it will respawn the enemies, too. So bear that in mind. Like, you want to be able to kind of deal with the whole thing, the whole way. Kind of the only dangerous part about this is the totems. So it'll spawn a totem. We took out one. There was a second one there, right? So there's going to be two at the very end of this little way. So right there. Yeah. Fuck. We died. God damn it. That's a long-ass walk. You know, I was busy talking about paying attention to those. Because that's typically what'll kill you. So it's worth it to let it kind of backtrack a little bit so you can get out of the blast radius of the totems, because I don't think they despawn once they're present on the map. So you can kind of back off for a minute, get out of their range of fire, and then just kind of go back into the circle to move it for the lost ground, which shouldn't be too bad. But at least when we die, it doesn't appear that it reset the pillar. So that's nice. There might be some random enemies kind of just chilling around here that we missed. So it's starting to go back now that we've, you know, done our thing. So come on, go kill the fucking totems for me. I don't know if it actually counts your minions as a as an entity to keep the pillar in place. Kind of looks like it, which is kind of helpful anyway. But there we go. We got that totem in, so great. Or pillar, whatever they want to call itself. So now we got to do the second one. Once you get both of these put into location at the end of the track, you will then be able to put the beacon or the flag inside of the beacon, and it'll summon a random dude NPC that will sail you to the boss fight. So that's kind of how this works. Don't be like me, don't die from the fucking totems, because it sucks dick. You have to run all the way back. Oh, jeez. Okay, so it does stop at this corner here, so that's kind of nice. Come on, go fuck. God, what the hell? My goddamn flame dash didn't fucking proc. I was pushing Q, I promise. I pushed it like 4 fucking times. But no, apparently it didn't want to let me warp out of the totem so I could avoid getting killed. Oh well, it is what it is. Sorry. This game makes me rage when it does shit like that. And it's kind of random, like, I guess it's just bugs. Like, sometimes it'll, like, not let me use my skills even though I know they're off cooldown. Which is fucking crazy to me, because it's cost me so many deaths so many times, anyway, it makes me rage a little bit. So anyhow, let's go back over there and finish it. We're pretty fucking close to being done with moving this anyway, so it's not a big deal. Alright, there we go. Got the totems taken care of. And realistically, it is just the totems that cause an issue. All the rest of the, like, monsters they spawn and stuff doesn't even matter. So you hit the ignition switch, click on the beacon again. Or, well, actually, you might have to take the black flag and click it. What the fuck? There we go. Alright. Then you go down here. Talk to Whalem Roth, I guess is his name, and he will sail you to Mirville, or Brine King, whatever he wants to call himself. It's basically Mirville, but upgraded, and this is the Act Boss, so just be ready to rock and roll, because it is not the easiest fight in the world. So we got Cold and Lightning. I'd really like to get some fire resistance, but yeah. I know the risks. Just take me to him. We're gonna kill this bitch real quick. Talk to him, get rid of his exclamation mark. Click on the waypoint, and then we gotta find Nessa again. This is basically the, like... So every act boss kind of has, like, a map that you have to clear before they'll let you fight them. This is Act 6 boss's map. Is kind of how I view it. So... Oh, alright. I don't know what actually hit us there. But something did a fuck ton of damage because we were on full health with an energy shield. But, okay, fine. I guess this is gonna be, you know, Death City up in here. Because we have died a lot. And you'll kind of come across that, like, some enemies are harder to kill for certain builds than others. Like, I don't know why that that is exactly, but I've encountered that a couple of times with different characters. So anyway, I guess we need to go back to where we died the last time. Oh, there's like desecrated ground and stuff too. Fun. Not. Oh, it must be these like bubbles that are filling the fucking screen. So just pay attention and actually like warp around, and you know, you should be okay. Like, even though this build's squishy, it's still pretty damn strong just because of the amount of DPS. So if you're not playing on hardcore, it doesn't matter if you die anyway. It just means it takes more time to clear the maps. But yeah, I just don't like to die if I can help it. And it really pisses me off sometimes when you die fighting just random cronies and stuff like that. So there we go. Respawn some zombies. There we go. Alright. Okay, must be this way maybe? Alright. Not too bad. And I mean, we're still making decent progress through the act. Like, to do a full act in about an hour worth of time is not terrible. In my opinion, like, obviously I'm not a pro. I'm not a speedrunner. Like, those guys are fucking crazy when they beat the game in 3 hours. I don't even know how they do it, in all honesty. But I guess they just have played way more hours than I have, so they know it better than I do. And that's fine. Like, I don't have to be the best in the world. I just don't want to be the worst if I can help it. Especially when I'm trying to teach you guys how to play this build. Anyway, so this rock guy is fucking tanky as shit, man. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's why. Okay. I mean, I guess technically we probably don't even have to kill these guys, but take the belt. Cool. Let's keep going. It's probably out here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think we're just taking intelligence points at this stage because we have to work our way over to the next like wheel of goodness. So let's take a look at that. So we got this int node. We need to take this one, and then we can start working in through the next minion damage wheel. So we got one more passive to earn before we start increasing our minion damage, but we do get a little bit more mana from taking those intelligence nodes. So there you go, blah blah blah. He's gonna go ahead and spawn, so I would suggest spawn up some of your skulls if you can. I also noticed that I lost one of my golems, so I summoned that guy up because you want to have max minions when you're fighting the bosses if you can help it. I should have paid attention and resummoned a bunch of zombies too, because we are down at least 2, if not more. We might be able to take up some of these crabs as zombies. Yeah, we can. Cool. That's good. You're not always able to you know, summon off of the random, like, monsters that the boss calls in to his aid. So you want to stay away from this water that he has around him, because that will damage you a lot. We're probably going to go into one of his phases where he calls in the sea. When he does that, make sure you don't touch the water again, because it will kill you. Pretty much as a one-shot. So yeah, he summons Nessa up and calls in the water. So kind of just be careful. There's also, yeah, he summons little geysers. Those one-shot you. So yeah, we didn't do very good on that, but that's that's kind of what to expect when you're in that phase. He will do it at least one more time. And I think it's just one more time, maybe. It might be two. I can't remember. Either way, when he does it the last time, he will also be attacking you while all the water is going on. So just be careful. Because he hits pretty hard. Like, if he actually lands a hit, he hits pretty fucking hard. And I think that is light... Damn it! I walked into one. That was my bad. Alright. We've lost our Spectre, but that doesn't necessarily matter. So, we're... Just stay out of the water. So this is the last phase, it looks like, because the water's kind of drawn in, right? So, just avoid him, because if he hits you, it's going to hurt. So kind of the best way to avoid him is let him walk towards you, and then use your Flame Dash to kind of cross over him. You also got to watch out for this random water splashes that go around. And the geysers, obviously. So there we go. I think we avoided all of them. But as you can see, he's actually attacking us while the water's drawn in. So the map gets smaller when you get close to killing him. So just bear that in mind. You got to be able to kind of warp around. And when you flame dash, you can flame dash through enemies. So by doing that, basically you dodge his attack and damage him at the same time. So there we are. That's the end of Act 6. We got the Brine King done. He gives you this. I'm not going to waste our time on the Pantheon because that's not the one we want. As far as the Pantheons that you would take for the Graders, you want either Lunaris or Solaris, depending on what you're doing. I forget which one is which. One of them gives you increased damage and stuff like that, the more enemies on the map. The other one does it the less enemies on the map. So you take the one with less enemies when you're bossing. You take the one with more enemies when you're just clearing maps. And it works pretty good. I think on the minor gods, there's one that gives minion damage of some sort, if I'm remembering correctly, and that's the one that you take. We haven't unlocked it yet. I forget where you get it. It's either this act or the next one. But there you have it, guys. We finished Act 6. It took us about 42 minutes to get this episode done, so if you made it all the way to the end, congratulations. I'm glad you stuck around. We are leveling up decently well. We're at 52. I think this next area... Let's just walk through so I can tell you what the level is. And the only reason why I'm doing that is I just want to see if we're over or under leveled, because if you can do everything under leveled, so we're a little bit over leveled, I guess, technically speaking, but anyway, guys, we're doing fine. Another episode in the books. We're going to be starting Act 7 next time, and we'll see how long it takes. As I remember, or as I recall, I think Act 7 and Act 8 are a little bit shorter, well, I think Act 7 is a shorter act as well. If it's not, definitely Act 8 and Act 9 are. So we're getting closer to the end of the leveling piece of this series. And once we finish leveling up this character, we're going to show you some mapping and some cool things you can do, like the delve and everything, just to kind of cover some more content and how you can use this build to play endgame content. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been LD7, and we will see ya.